It was supposed to be a normal night at a Coldplay concert, just music, lights, and love in the air. But one kiss changed everything. When the stadium's kiss cam zoomed in on a sharply dressed man and the woman beside him, the crowd cheered. They smiled, then they kissed. But that man was Andy Byron, CEO of Astronomer, a rising star in the tech world. And the woman? Kristin Cabot, his company's head of HR. In any other world, it might have been sweet. But Andy's married, with children, and Kristin isn't just a colleague, she's his subordinate. That kiss wasn't romantic, it was dangerous. Within hours, the clip went viral. Twitter timelines flooded, Reddit exploded, TikTok turned it into a saga. Headlines didn't hesitate, CEO caught on kiss cam, wife at home. Millions watched it unfold in real time. The internet didn't blink, it went for the throat. This wasn't just infidelity, it was a public betrayal of trust, ethics, and professional boundaries. A CEO and his HR head kissing in front of thousands, live on camera. It raised questions the company couldn't afford to dodge. Was it just one mistake, or a glimpse into something deeper, a toxic culture festering at the top? Astronomer, once known for innovation, was now the center of a storm. The kiss was only the beginning. The kiss was public, but the consequences hit even harder behind closed doors. Within 24 hours, Astronomer's polished leadership image began to collapse. Andy Byron's LinkedIn profile, deleted. Kristin Cabot's, gone. And the headlines came fast. CEO's kiss cam chaos, office romance, or power abuse. The internet didn't let go. It doubled down. Internally, Astronomer was in crisis mode. A late-night emergency meeting was called. Staff buzzed with uncertainty. The next day, the company issued a vague but telling statement. Andy Byron had been placed on leave pending investigation. Some say it was a soft firing. Others claim he jumped before he was pushed. Either way, he was out, and Kristin had vanished from the company's communications entirely. But the story didn't stop with just the affair. Former employees began to speak out. Anonymous posts surfaced, alleging past incidents of favoritism, intimidation, and unethical decision-making, especially in hiring and promotions. This wasn't new, one ex-staffer claimed. People just didn't have proof, until now. Meanwhile, the personal fallout hit just as hard. Andy's wife, silent in the media storm, made one powerful move. She removed his last name from all her social media. No statement, no drama, just digital divorce in real time. What should have been a forgettable moment on a jumbotron turned into a full-blown takedown. Public, messy, and corporate. Astronomer wasn't just dealing with bad optics anymore. They were facing a credibility crisis that no PR spin could fix. And for Byron and Cabot, the damage was already done. If there's one department meant to prevent scandals like this, it's HR. But in this case, HR wasn't just complicit, it was involved. Kristin Cabot wasn't some random employee. She was the head of human resources, the gatekeeper of ethics, complaints, and company policy. Her job was to protect the team from abuses of power, not kiss the man holding it. That's what made this scandal cut deeper. Critics weren't just angry about an affair, they were furious about what it represented, a dangerous breach of trust at the core of the company. The same department employees were supposed to go to with problems was now tied to the problem itself. How many red flags had been ignored? How many internal complaints were dismissed? And how many promotions, raises, or layoffs were influenced by favoritism? As the video spread, current and former Astronomer employees began to talk. Whispers about unreported incidents, allegations of an inner circle where loyalty to the top mattered more than skill. "You didn't speak up," one ex-employee wrote online, "because you knew HR wouldn't listen." The kiss unlocked a vault of long-buried resentment, and it didn't take long before the public realized this wasn't just one kiss cam mistake, it was the tip of a rotten iceberg. For years, Astronomer positioned itself as a progressive, employee-first tech firm, but now it was being painted as a place where power protected itself and accountability was optional. And with HR exposed, the question shifted from who kissed who to who else knew and stayed quiet. It didn't take long for the scandal to evolve from a workplace embarrassment into a full-blown digital spectacle. Once the kiss cam clip hit social media, the internet did what it does best. It turned real-life chaos into content. Within hours, the incident was branded with its own hashtag, #ColdplayGate. And from there, things got out of control. On TikTok, creators reenacted the kiss cam moment with wigs, fake beards, and Coldplay songs playing in the background. Instagram was flooded with memes. When your CEO says company culture is important, but he's dating the culture. Twitter, unforgiving. Users pulled up company leadership bios, scoured old press releases, and even began reviewing Astronomer's Glassdoor page with fresh rage. And then came the merch. T-shirts with kiss cam casualties, coffee mugs that read, "I survived HR." Etsy stores popped up overnight selling parody designs mocking Byron and Cabot. This wasn't just backlash, it became a cultural moment. The kiss, once confined to a stadium screen, had now entered internet history. But perhaps the most surreal twist came when Coldplay's frontman Chris Martin addressed the situation live on stage. During their next concert, he paused between songs and joked to the audience, "If you're sitting next to your HR manager, maybe skip the kiss cam tonight." The crowd roared. Online clips of the moment racked up millions of views within hours. Podcasts picked it up. YouTube commentators went deep. Twitter threads turned into full exposés. What began as a jumbotron slip had transformed into a meme-fueled firestorm, reshaping public perception of Astronomer forever. This wasn't just a viral clip. It was a reckoning, dressed as a joke. And the internet? It had no plans to forget. Once the memes faded, the real story began to surface. And it was far uglier than a kiss on a jumbotron. This wasn't just about one bad decision. It was a warning sign of a deeper problem festering inside Astronomer for years. Former employees began speaking out. Quietly at first, then louder. Their stories echoed one another. A toxic work culture, favoritism, fear-based leadership, and an HR department that didn't protect employees. It protected executives. Complaints disappeared. One former staffer posted, "HR was just a shield for Andy and his circle." Kristin Cabot, as head of HR, wasn't just complicit. She was a central player in a system where power wasn't just abused, it was insulated. Promotions were rumored to be based on loyalty, not merit. Dissent was punished with silence or slow demotions. The deeper people looked, the clearer it became. The kiss was never the real issue. It was just the spark. Whispers of past misconduct surfaced, allegations of bullying, intimidation, and behind-the-scenes protection for Byron. No one had proof before. But now, the video, the fallout, the silence, it all added up. A culture built on control had finally lost it. Inside the company, trust collapsed. Clients began to back away, employees drafted exit emails, and for the first time in years, the leadership wasn't untouchable. The scandal didn't break Astronomer, it revealed it was already broken. By the time Astronomer acted, it was already too late. The internet had moved on, but the damage hadn't. They released a cold, lawyer-approved statement full of corporate fluff. Investigations, values, accountability. But no names, no ownership. Andy Byron was gone. Not fired, just removed. Kristin Cabot vanished. Her name deleted from systems like she was never there. Leadership scrambled to hold town halls, pushed out emails about culture repair, and brought in outside consultants to audit the mess. But employees weren't interested in spin. They wanted the truth. And trust? That was already gone. Internally, the silence said more than the statements. Questions went unanswered, accountability dodged. Everything felt like a cover-up dressed in PR language. Clients noticed, so did investors. Deals quietly disappeared. Key partners distanced themselves. Astronomer wasn't leading innovation anymore. It was managing collapse. What once looked like a sleek, rising tech company now looked like a cautionary tale. They thought they could control the narrative, but they forgot one thing. You can't rebuild trust when the foundation was always a lie. One kiss. That's all it took to burn down a billion-dollar reputation. At a Coldplay concert in front of thousands, a married tech CEO was caught locking lips with his own HR executive on the kiss cam. The internet didn't just notice, it detonated. Within 48 hours, LinkedIn pages vanished, public trust collapsed, and an entire company was forced into damage control. This isn't gossip. This is power, ego, and betrayal, broadcast live and replayed millions of times. And what started as a scandal is now a full-on corporate reckoning. Careers are imploding, brands are scrambling. And behind the scenes, a very public kiss has exposed a very private mess, one that's been building long before the cameras ever caught it.